Welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Kevin Marshall, and this is my review of Bad Blood. The trailer for Bad Blood looked like fun, and I don't go to movies for the edification. I go to be entertained. Bad Blood certainly entertains, both intentionally and unintentionally. The story of a power struggle within a gang. The film moves along a fairly well-trodden path, towards a fairly inevitable conclusion, but along the way there are moments that made me glad I watched it. And these days, that's enough. The highlights of the film? Andy On's performance. His acting and his action were both notable for me in this film. Not to mention that his character is the most acted. What I mean by that is Andy is acting and a lot of other people are just cashing a check. He brings depth, humanity, and realism to his character. And it's made a lot more vivid by the flatness of almost everyone else around him. Zhang Luzhao was very impressive as a martially adept mute woman. And her role, although small, was well acted and convincing, and certainly her action scenes are a lot of fun to watch. I was glad to see Simon Yam return to the screen, even though he had a really weird Beatles hairdo. Candy Hao Wunling is great in this movie. I think she'll outlive me, and she deserves to. Her role is small, but her presence is large. Alright, so what are the lowlights of Bad Blood? The direction. I'm all for verisimilitude, but when you have dialogue about how everyone's going to gather in a certain room for a meeting, you don't have to then show everybody going to that room for the meeting. For that matter, how does Andy On adopt a girl when she's like 8 years old, and as time goes by, the little girl grows up, but he doesn't get any older? For me, one of the biggest distractions, and I know this is going to sound dumb, is Bernice Liu's hair. With nothing but a pair of common scissors and a mirror, her character gives herself a salon-perfect bob in like 3 minutes, and didn't leave a hair out of place or on her shoulders. That particular bit of laziness, hubris, stupidity is emblematic of my biggest problem with the film. It often comes off as dumb or slapdash or gleefully ignorant of its own shoddiness. In the old days, you could get away with that kind of stuff because the films were visually arresting. Well, not this one. This film rousts hookers for free blowjobs. Sure, the evil bad woman can stand in the road, and as an SUV goes by at about 50 miles an hour, she can just reach up and grab onto the luggage rack and swing right up onto the car without dislocating her shoulder. That same car, owned as it is by an incredibly wealthy family, is still pragmatic enough to have a highly convenient 10-gallon jerry can of petrol strapped to the back of the car, where it's much easier to hit. Too many of the characters in this movie are so profoundly stupid that they make that girl in all the horror movies that says, "Come on, you guys, stop fooling around. I know you're down here. I'll just come down here and look for you." That woman looks like a brain surgeon compared to a lot of the people in this movie. One of the film's few redeeming characteristics for me is that most of the time these stupid people die. And I realize these are maybe little things that bug people, but one of the things that really annoyed me was that Zhang Luzha's character, because she's mute, has to communicate through messages on her phone. Now, one, she sets a land speed record for typing because she manages to type like 50 words in 2 seconds. But that's not what bugged me. What bugs me is at one point she types a message really quickly and then holds it up, and you can very clearly see that the phone just has a menu screen. I found it kind of annoying. Hey, Dennis Law movies are fun. They're not good movies. Even so, that doesn't make it okay to steal them. If you want to watch this movie, buy it or rent it. Don't steal it, and don't get lazy and watch it on YouTube, you piece of shit. In the description, there's a link where you can buy this movie. That's what you should do. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. If you didn't enjoy the review, leave me a comment anyway, please. If you enjoy these reviews in general, please subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get to see all the new videos right away.